seen?
I couldn't stop laughing when I saw it because, not a lot of people see that side of Coach Sweeney. And we see it, every now and then, on the practice field, we'll see him and he'll start ranting. So it's kind of funny whenever we see people and, some people are saying, oh my God, I can't believe, he got so angry. And it's just kind of laughable to us because, we see that side of him, not all the time, but, every once in a while.
What does it mean to have somebody like Coach Sweeney to step up and go to bat for you guys?
Oh, it means a lot, and he is the ultimate player's coach. He does everything. With his post-game speech that he did, after Notre Dame, he's not kidding, he fights for us, he gets us everything, and the biggest thing that we can do for him is win a football game, and that's just, he's a guy that we enjoy playing for, a guy that we don't mind to go out and battle for, because he's a great leader. He's a great coach, and he's just someone who really cares about us, and obviously that was pretty evident.
After everything you've been through, what does it mean to be named Offensive Lineman of the Week?
Oh man, it's awesome. Give credit to all of our skill players too, because they're running the ball, making us look good. So and it's just I've worked hard, and it's nice. We got to come back this week. We're about to play the number one defense in the nation, so you got to come back strong. But it's really it makes me smile.
How much of a point of pride is it that this offensive line can allow this offense to be a run-first offense and be physical and open up those holes?
Oh, it makes us so happy, because as an offensive lineman, you don't want to just be pass blocking all game, and we know that it opens up more of our offense and, gives us more of a balance. So we can, if we got to run for 3 yards to get a first down, we can run for 3 yards to get a first down. If we got to throw the ball 40 yards downfield, and we can do it. And, it's something that, just especially as an offensive lineman, you really, really, really are proudful of. And even me and Eric, they pulled me and Eric out of the game at the very end. We're begging to let our first offensive line go in because, we were scared we weren't going to get 200 yards of rushing, So we're over there begging Coach Caldwell to let us go back in. So, but no, it's something that we take great pride in, and I feel like, our backs do too.
What do you see from this BC defensive front? And what special challenges do they provide?
Man, they're big. They're big. They're strong. They're athletic. They're disciplined. They're just a great defensive front. In general. They're going to pose a pretty big challenge, but we like to accept the challenge. It does nothing but if we can go in there and if we can run the ball on them, it helps our confidence. But those dudes are good. They're like I said, they're big, they're strong, they're disciplined. They know their technique. They are the epitome of what a defensive lineman should look like, and it's all four of them. So it'll be a good challenge.
You've played Boston College a few times now. Mm-hmm. Is it one of the most physical games that you play all year?
Oh yeah, those guys are, like I said, they're huge. On the offensive and defensive side of the ball, they're huge, and they're so strong, and so it is. It's one of the more physical games, but and it's something that we try and bring the physicality every game. So it's not anything really different. It's just they're a really good team. So.
Two games in a row now that you've had wet conditions, but especially against Notre Dame, it must have been really difficult for you with the snaps. How did you prepare for that? Were you dunking balls in water during practice?
That's we do a wet ball drill, and it's every Wednesday, and it's just basically where we have a big old bucket of water, and all practice we're dunking those balls in the water, and it's kind of unrealistic with that because it gets a lot more wet on the practice field. But it's something that once you really get the hang of snapping, it's you should be good with it, wet, dry. But we do work it, and it's something that we don't want to have bad snaps. We really we work after practice with Coach Alston, and whenever before Notre Dame they took a few snaps out on the sloshy field, we went out there with them, and so we. It's something that we take great pride in, as all of our centers.
Seems like Justin's had a little bit of an issue with that, going back to camp. Is there any tips that you've given him, any wisdom you've imparted as far as working with that?
He knows exactly what it is. He might get out there and get a little nervous, and he raises his back end a little more and makes it go high, and But I mean, he's you got to go through it. It's like you said afterwards, it's worst feeling ever. And it is to have a bad snap. It's a horrible feeling because you just messed up everything that what could have been. But no, just keep his head on straight. I mean that's one snap out of how many he's made that are fine. And so he knows how to bounce back. He's a kid that is going to be a really, really good center. He's going to be a good offensive lineman no matter if he's playing center or not. But I just kind of whenever he came off, I gave him a hug and I said, hey man, you got to go back out there and do it. But he's fine.
Back in the saddle.
Yeah.
I know you guys try not to pay any attention to the media, but do you listen when people say, oh, Clemson's not going to be able to run the ball because they've got a totally new offensive line and kind of challenge you guys?
Yeah, a little bit. You can't really help it whenever you're sitting at home at night and, you're watching ESPN and then all of a sudden they start talking about you and you're like, oh, I wonder what they're going to say. And then, it's like a smack in the face to us, so we do, that helps us play with a little bit of chip on our shoulder. But, we, like you said, we try and block it out, but whenever they directly call us out, as an offensive line, that kind of hits us more to home, So we just like prove people wrong.
With guys like Eric and Mitch, is this one of the most physical and probably the nastiest offensive line you've been a part of at Clemson?
Yeah, one of them. I mean, you got Mitch, who, obviously kids fighting during camp and all that good stuff. I mean, first play I think against Wofford, he gets a knockdown. Eric, who's obviously a senior leader, guy's going to drive people around. Then you got Tyrone, who's, that kid, he's going to try and drive you in the ground. Then you got Joe, who not a lot of people like to give him credit, but he'll knock you in the dirt too. So yeah, we and it's also with Coach Caldwell, we really put an emphasis on finishing, during practice and finishing in a way that you would during a game, So but yeah, I think we're doing all right.